welcome to another episode of Garden on the Hill. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Rosa Bianca eggplant, which is an Italian type eggplant. I do apologize of all this background noise that you're hearing because my neighbor is currently mulching his tree. But I'm just going to try to talk about this and try to fight that noise as we go through. So come on and let's go look at the eggplant. So just as a general overview where the eggplants sit on my garden, they are in these two beds with plastic. If you are curious about the plastic, you can look at my previous videos. But to the left are two rows of Japanese eggplants, about 10 Japanese eggplants. To the right lower here is a Japanese eggplant on the first row, and then the bottom right would be the Rosa Bianca eggplants. It's currently almost 3 p.m. here at Zone 7B, Atlanta, Georgia area, and they get full sun during this time. Walking into the garden, closer look on the eggplants. This whole row is the Rosa Bianca. So you can see they are starting to fruit. This is one of them. Purple with white variegations, and they're round. This is about 3 inches. And you can see there are other eggplants coming out of these 2 branches. So I'll just walk through them. You'll see the different looks of the fruit. This one has more white striations, and these are the other fruits. So it's starting to be very productive. As you can see, there are tons of small fruits coming out. Towards the very end is actually probably the largest one right here, and it is more of a purple color with some variations of white. The cycles of the fruit, it starts with a flower about this size or about that size, about 1 inch, and then after it gets pollinated, it has these fruits. All right, so the tips on growing these, I'm not advised to always grow them in the summer. When I started this, I'm in Zone 7B, Atlanta, Georgia area. I started first week of April or last week of March. I think it's better to start it off in the first week of April, whenever your temperature gets to around higher than 65, or 65 would be my base minimum. So when I started these plants, I did dig holes that have fertilizer on them. I put plant tone or biotone to start these. So these are all grown organically. After you plant them, you just leave them there with compost. You may want to do some liquid organic fertilizer every 15 days. On the first month or so, the plant's just gonna try to put a lot of leaves out. I do prune these heavily because I do not want to encourage disease or flea beetles. As you can see, after I fertilize every 15 days, it grows, and I prune these little suckers off. There's gonna be suckers that come out. You may want to prune that up to about 6 or 8 inches above the ground, and all the remaining branches you may want to just leave it there, right? Also, an important thing is to control the flea beetles. You will always have flea beetles. What I use is neem oil. So you can see there's flea beetle damage here. But if you just are decent on spraying neem oil, you will avoid that. And then after they grow about 1 foot high, you may want to start to stake them. I advise you to put the stake when you plant the eggplant, so when you stake it, it doesn't hurt the roots. All right, and of course you want to put this in full sun. Unfortunately, my garden only gets full sun about this time, so I do have this black plastic for water and for heat retention. You can see that on my other videos, but ultimately, as you can see, this Rosa Bianca is now fruiting a lot, probably about 20 I'd say 15 to 20 blooms per plant, and counting. All right, so that is it. The Rosa Bianca, I think I'm gonna have to Google when they're ready. This is still a little too firm. It has no bounce to it, so I think it's not ready yet. Of course, I do promote Asian varieties and Western varieties in my garden. So right next to my Rosa Biancas would be these bountiful Japanese type eggplants that I will make a video on my next episode. Basically, these are my Western Italian varieties and Eastern Japanese eggplants. And that's going to be my video for today. Thank you for watching my video.